Welcome to Rewatch First Watch. I'm Keyblade Spirit. Lumia.
I'm Lumia.
You are Lumia. Uh, okay, we've
What
already...
did we do this week?
Well, last week, I beat Yakuza 0. And this week, you got a plot summary of Yakuza 0.
Look, I've beaten Yakuza 0 before, and I've replayed it up to chapter 8
This is
3 times.
This is not in the spirit of Rewatch First Watch.
Okay, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm sorry, I haven't actually beaten Yakuza 0 for a second time. But look, Yakuza 0 is not that much fun on from a replay perspective, even though I love the game to death.
I understand.
Mainly because I lost my save file from the first time I played the game, so I had to redo mini games and other events to get money back that I've already grinded out before, and I hate regrinding.
Okay, is there a New Game Plus kind of thing?
Oh yeah. Every Yakuza game has a New Game Plus where you can carry over everything over to the next game, to a new game.
Okay, that's really good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, but when I checked Yakuza 0 on my PlayStation, its file was missing.
That's so unfortunate. I'm sorry.
I don't know if I accidentally deleted it during. I don't know. It's been like 2-3 years since I played. Well, not since I played it, but since I tried to get that, since I beat my first time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I really like Yakuza 0, and I'm looking forward to playing Yakuza Kiwami 1.
Yeah.
It's... I would give Yakuza 0, like, a light 8 to a mid 9.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll give my score like a normal person at the end of the review.
Yeah, okay, look, we already know that you like it a lot. No, but now I start with that because that's a broader range that I typically give. And it's like, because I have like probably a greater quantity of complaints about Yakuza 0, but I still like it. Like, there are more bad things that I could say about it, but the intensity of the good things that I have to say about it outweigh all of those, you know?
Well, what are some of the things you don't like about it?
One, the movement. The movement...
I understand that.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but it feels like I get caught on walls all the time. Like, every single time I'm trying to walk around and do something, I'll get caught on a corner of a wall going into an alleyway or something like that. I might, and on top of that, like, getting out of cutscenes that flow into gameplay. It takes, like, 5 seconds to build up speed to normal, walking speed. And that just doesn't feel very good.
I agree with the sentiment. Every time I play a Yakuza game, it gets to a certain point where I'm just annoyed of fighting random fights, even though I love the combat, just because I hate how it interrupts the entire whatever I'm working on. Any of that progress. It's just interrupted.
Okay, see, I like the random battles. I really like that aspect of it.
I guess I should say that my issue with that is just at most games that has random fights in it is just something I generally don't like about it. Just because I don't like interrupting whatever I'm doing. Like if I'm just doing like side quests for a bit, I generally don't want to get interrupted with a random fight on the streets when I'm trying to just do my whatever I'm up to.
Okay, I understand. I can understand that. It's just like
Yeah.
Like, they would feel better if it were like, how can I put it? Like, they would feel a lot better if, like, there weren't a like a cut out of gameplay for like 2 seconds to show you that you're in a battle. Like, if the guy just saw you and then it flashed whatever they are on screen while you started fighting, that would feel a lot better to me.
Yeah. It's not fantastically optimized. Um, don't get me wrong, I still love Yakuza 0 to bits. I think it's incredible in a lot of ways. I think its combat and narrative is in- insanely good.
Yeah, well, like, would you describe it as a brawler?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Would you describe it as a brawler?
I don't know what I would describe the gameplay as, but I guess it best description would be that of a brawler.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Because, like, while I was playing it, I mentioned to you that it feels very much like Kingdom Hearts 2, but for close combat or for a brawler type of game. Because it does have that feeling of kinetics, you know?
yeah. No, I love how everything flows well into each other, how all the ways you can actually strategize in a fight if you actually want to min max your abilities.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever done that. I'm only good enough to play the game on hard. I can't beat the game on legendary.
Yeah. I don't think I could beat the game on anything other than normal. Just because I'm just not good at the game when I'm playing as Kiryu.
I will show
Yeah.
you how I play when you visit, so you can see how I play as Kiryu.
Yeah. Well, you saw me playing as both Kiryu and Majima.
It was very memey.
Yeah. Yeah. No, because Kiryu is difficult to play as.
I
And,
disagree.
yeah, like just for the way that I play games.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really. Like, I think kinetic is the best way to describe it. Like, no, not kinetic. Like, I feel the impact of every hit, but it feels like when I whiff a punch, it feels really bad, like worse than it seems like it's supposed to feel.
Explain.
Yeah, like it just. I don't know if I can explain.
Oh,
It's just like I don't know. Like it just feels bad to miss a punch as Kiryu for some reason.
oh. I mean, you're supposed to be punished for failing to hit and pressing the square button randomly.
Yeah. Oh no, I understand that, but like it's possible to punish the player without making it feel
Eh,
like without
that's true.
like the game feel gets noticeably worse whenever I miss something.
I think the description for that is because the game very much focuses on combo style attacks, and missing an attack breaks that entire system, thus includes heavy punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. But then
I don't know. It's not an issue I have a lot because I don't miss my punches that often.
Yeah. Well, see, it's not that difficult to make hits. It's just that,
No, it's really straightforward.
yeah. Like, you saw me as Majima when I was streaming it to you. And I played really cheaply, but I missed a lot of shots, and it still felt good.
Well, the way you play Majima and the way I play Majima are very different. You see,
That's true.
I only go in dance mode in large crowds. Once I'm dealing with like one enemy, I'll generally switch to either bat style or I'll go brawler. And if I have his secret form unlocked, I'll go secret form for every fight after that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I just play breaker style all the time, and it feels
I'm
great every single time.
You're gonna be sad after after Kiwami because they dropped the styles after Kiwami 1.
Yeah. See, that might be a good thing. Like, just depending on how they do that.
I think well in 4 and 5, because of the way you have multiple characters, the system of different fighting styles is there, but it's locked to a character.
Okay. Okay. Like, I'm not really attached to each character having multiple fighting styles.
Um, I liked it. But it was pretty much just an evolution of Yakuza 4 and 5s, where pretty much the rush style that Kiryu has was Akiyama's form in 4.
Okay. Yeah, because that's
Um,
the best I felt playing as Kiryu. It just wasn't.
Akiyama is just his rush form. I mean, obviously, because it's a single character, the moveset is significantly more developed than just one form. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, like, as
Um,
Kiryu, you, uh, the rush style was the best it felt playing as him. And I don't know if I would feel bad if that went away, but, like, I didn't use it that much anyway because it wasn't good for dealing damage.
the purpose, at least the what I think, I'm pretty sure the way I use it, at least, is that I use it to build up my heat meter really fast because it builds up your heat meter stupidly fast, and then I go to brawler or whatever the Hulk mode version is, and then just start doing heat actions on people.
Okay.
That's my reason for it. That's how I generally use it. But I mean, once I unlock Dragon Form, which is his secret form, I just do Dragon Form all the time because it's just better.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I should finish the real estate and cabaret club storylines just so that I can try out those styles.
I think so. I think they're both really good, and they both describe the character perfectly. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like Majima's his secret form. I think it just is the Mad Dog of Shimano, where so pretty much now that you've beaten Yakuza 0, spoilers for the Yakuza. I guess spoilers for 0. Majima is not the well dressed man who's calm and collected. He's just becomes the wacky weirdo person. Um, and
Yeah.
all of his fighting forms really describe his descent into his madness very well through gameplay. Because his first form is, his first form that you get fits the gentleman style man that he's pretending to be. Then you unlock his second form, which is just a baseball bat hitting people in the face.
Yeah, like, it goes from thug to I think it might just be called bat.
I think, yeah, bat, and then
No,
you just start break
it's thug.
slugger,
Yeah, it's thug, slugger, breaker.
and then you just learn to break dance battle against people. Which, if you didn't, when I first saw that, I was like, I was confused that this didn't really fit the character at all until you learn who Majima is, and then it perfectly summarizes his character. That, of course, Majima fights disco dancing.
Yeah.
And then you get his ultimate form where he just goes full crazy knife man. Because one of the beautiful things about 0 is that Majima is not the Majima that we know and love. We see him before he becomes the mad, insane man, which is something. If I played 1 through 5, I would not have suspected that. Like,
Yeah.
if you could play as Majima, I would think they would just let you play as the weird, insane, wacky man. Not that, we wouldn't get dramatic bits, because Majima's had many dramatic bits over the years and over the games. I'm just surprised how long he's tame until he becomes the mad dog.
Yeah, because like he is tame like right up until the very end.
And yeah, there's like it's a very obvious moment at the end of the game when he becomes the mad dog and lives up to his title.
Yeah, yeah. Like, should we go? Okay. I'm just gonna start going into story spoilers now, like more
Okay.
direct story spoilers. Toward the end of the game, he gets what Majima gets what I can only describe as his Joker moment, which is
Yeah,
when he meets those three kids in Kamurocho, three kids who I think were like recurring minor characters in Kiryu's story,
probably.
and he just lets them beat him up. Up. Like, because he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the end he's just like, fine, I'll be your clown. And like that's the moment that I sort of realized he wasn't going to be this well-dressed guy for the rest of the series.
I mean, also he just is inspired by Nishitani.
Yeah, that too.
Like Nishitani is pretty much beta Majima in a lot of ways. You know, over the top, weird and goofy, a psychopath, but actually knows what he's doing and is actually smart. That's what Majima is. Majima just pretend. I mean, he acts crazy and lunatic, so no one can get to him and hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's in like it Nishitani is like if Majima in his final form were being authentic.
Yes.
Like,
Um.
and Nishitani being like one of my favorite characters in this game.
Oh, Nishitani is a wonderful character. He is so perfect as a mentor figure for Majima.
Yeah, which is weird because he just dies like right in the middle
Yes.
of the game.
He's not even in the game that much. I think he's in the game for like 2-3 chapters.
I think he's only in like 2 scenes.
Really? Oh my god. What
Yeah,
a
like-
fucking legend of a writing.
Yeah, I mean, unless you count when I think unless you count when he calls Majima on the phone at Lee's place. But like, yeah, Nishitani only appears one when he's in Majima's club, and then again in
God.
jail.
Yeah. Jesus. He's barely in the game.
Yeah, he's barely in the game at all. He
Really?
probably gets like 10 minutes of dialogue, if that.
Oh god.
But he's so memorable. And it really helps that we get to hear about some of his backstory from the police guy who helps us get into jail. Which makes me really want to play as Nishitani in like a pre-prequel kind of thing.
I mean, everyone in the Yakuza community either wants a game either post Zero but before Kiwami, explore following Majima still, or pre this game following Kiryu's dad Kazuma.
Kazuma.
Oh, God. It's because Kiryu's last name was like so similar to Kazuma that I always mix the two up.
Yeah,
And I know that's like the autistic thing because they did that in the fucking in the dub, so it was easy to tell the two apart.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, in the dub of the first game, I think like they either have the same name or they have completely different last names.
Oh, okay.
In the dub,
Yeah,
which they only dubbed the first game.
Okay, see, that makes... to me, it kind of makes sense that Kiryu and Kazuma have such similar names. Because it's like literally one vowel sound that's different.
Yeah.
And the like throughout Yakuza 0, Kiryu is being compared to Kazuma. And
Yes.
at the end, when he's about to kill the original Dragon of Dojima, he's egged on by this guy because he's trying, like, he's egged on because the old guy wants Kiryu, seems to want Kiryu to become the next Kazuma.
He does.
Yeah. And then Kiryu doesn't kill him. And that's, like, it could just be a weird coincidence, but the Kazuma and Kazuma being like the same name with one mutation feels significant because of how Kiryu story goes here.
I mean, definitely Kiryu. I think most people would agree Kiryu's a better man than his father.
Yeah.
Even though he respects and loves his dad to death. I think Kiryu's the better dad. When you play 1, we'll go over that in more detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Like just the fact that 0 sort of portrays Kiryu as being like Kazuma in a lot of ways, and then he doesn't take that last step to becoming as much like Kazuma as he could be.
Yeah.
Feels significant.
I think so. It really describes how Kiryu is his own man. I mean, Kiryu's pretty much like at the end of this game, Kiryu becomes obviously the Dragon of Dojima, and more importantly, he's become the man that he's pretty much going to be for the rest of the franchise. He doesn't really change that much. He kind of becomes a static character. But it's kind of like the Goku effect. That the interesting thing about Kiryu is how he affects other people.
Yeah.
Majima goes through a lot of change, in very interesting ways after this game, which we'll talk about if we do a rewatch first watch on the other Yakuza games.
We probably will, because I'm down for all of them now.
Beautiful. I'm hype for Kiwami too.
Yeah, I know that's like your favorite game of all time, isn't it?
I think it is. It probably is.
Yeah. Listeners, you saw the games 3x3 videos, so
look, I go back and forth between 2 and 5.
Okay.
Look, 5 has the most cinematic final fight ever. Oh god. Oh, we gotta talk about the final fight of Kiryu versus the Dragon of Dojima on the cruise ship. They rip their shirts off. Oh, I love it every time. It never gets old to me. This is my favorite trope ever in anything.
Yeah, no, like that moment was when I noticed something really interesting about Yakuza 0.
Oh.
Like, makes perfect sense, but I didn't notice it until for context, a couple of weeks ago, I saw a special deal on some special edition of Yakuza 6. So I immediately got that, and on the box art of it, you see Kiryu's full tattoo, like, on his back. And I noticed in Yakuza 0, Kiryu's tattoo is just the line art.
Yes, it has not been colored in yet.
Yeah. Which means he has yet to show his true colors. That's probably not intent. He's not fully matured as the Dragon of Dojima yet here.
Oh, I think it means many things. That's definitely one. I think it means he has not come into his own yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the legend that he is in 1 yet. Well, 1's the game that really makes him a legend. I mean, he's already pretty well known by 1, but you'll get when you get there.
Yeah. Plus, it's also just how tattoos work.
Well, that too. Yeah. I mean, in the Yakuza community, in the actual Japanese Yakuza community, it generally takes several years for someone to get their full tattoos, anyways.
Yeah.
Because the way they get their tattoos done is like in the old ancient method, where they take like a fucking metal knife with paint in it and just jab it into your back. bit by bit. So Japanese Yakuza tattoos is more of a sign of how much pain you can take. So if you have a big back tattoo, you can take a lot of pain.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just
This
talking about, like, it
oh,
takes a while. For a tattoo that big, I assume it takes a while because you have to keep going in to get your stuff
they say
finished.
it takes like 5 or 6 years to get a back tattoo like that.
Yeah.
This is very important to the entire Kiryu saga. Back tattoos.
Okay.
This is like consistently like the biggest thematical thing about every villain's back tattoo summarizes the themes of the game perfectly.
I agree so
Every
far.
game. Zero is like, the story of like the dragons fighting. It's pretty much the game about people, the legends become gaining the titles that they're known as for the rest of the franchise.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. Like, I do like the idea of a prequel as not just adding a new story before the original, but also like showing the characters becoming who they're going to be or who they started out as.
Well, Zero also is the perfect game to get into the franchise because it really helps build up a lot of the friendships Kiryu has that are assumed to have that he has in Kiwami that make the friendships and relationships work so much better when you play Kiwami.
Yeah.
Like I'll let when you get there you'll see the full meaning of that, but it works so well and it's one of the reasons everyone loves Zero as much as it does because it just fleshes out a lot of characters who either don't get a lot of time or
Yeah.
who definitely needed some time to be fleshed out, or just some fan favorite characters that we all love seeing every once in a while.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's always good to see more Dojima.
Yeah. I did really like the fortune teller side quest.
That was cute to see.
Yeah, because I know that all of those things are going to happen at some point, and it's
Yeah.
gonna, and I'll know. Oh, that's what she meant. All the way back then.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun.
Kiryu's career is honestly probably one of the most interesting of anyone alive.
Yeah, like in the series.
I think so. I mean, he ends up being a taxi driver in 5, as everyone knows.
I didn't know that.
That's in the side quest. I thought you heard that.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was in 5.
Sorry. I thought I talked about that mini game before in 5. It's like one of my favorite mini games.
Oh. Okay, well. Anyway.
It's not like I spoiled anything about 5.
Yeah.
The what are my actual issues? Oh yeah, my actual issue is that we still haven't had a game. Well, is this spoilers for the franchise or not? Ah, fuck. Fine, I won't say. I'll say when we're done when we're doing a Yakuza overview.
Okay.
It's technically spoilers, but also it's minor. Yeah, you'll see. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. We will get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weird rail shooter segment when you're playing as Kiryu was really fun.
The rail shooter, which canonically you killed 0 people
Yes.
because of 6. I hate you, 6. Okay, I don't hate you. I really like you. I just hate your story at the end. And I hate that Majima's barely in it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you barely put Majima and fucking and not Daigo in it? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I fucking love Daigo. You're gonna love him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So
regarding
Daigo actually does appear in 0, which is pretty dope.
yeah. Regarding Yakuza 0 again, and I really like all of the characters, including all the side characters and all of those people.
Hmm.
Is I was reminded of Digine's video on Durarara about how everybody is cool or everybody's a badass in Durarara.
Yes.
This has
Accurate for Yakuza.
yeah, yeah, because in Yakuza 0, every character gets a cool moment at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Even the characters that seem like they aren't really going to get anything. Like, even the characters that seem like they're just bit characters. Like, the Chinese doctor that...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He gets one of the most memorable scenes in the game.
Oh, God. This is just one of the things I like about Yakuza in general is that they consistently make everyone cool and badass. Like,
Yeah.
I can't think of a character who I hate in Yakuza.
Yeah, no, see, the Chinese doctor, he's not even, like, cool or badass. He just has a really good scene that he's the focus of. And he doesn't even get named. That's the best thing about it. He doesn't even get an actual name.
That is...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Nishitani's death scene. Top 10
Legendary.
death scenes in... top 10 deaths in video games, maybe.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
God.
You know, I'm gonna have to... That joke's gonna get old the moment I have 10 of those.
Audience, keep track.
Yes.
We know he's not, and we know I'm not.
Yeah, Nishitani's death, top 10 death scenes in video games.
You better say anime.
Video games are anime.
Key. When you visit, we gotta watch the movie.
Yeah.
Wait, no, it's like it just tells the story of one. You gotta play one first.
Yeah, and I'm already planning on probably starting one when I visit.
Okay, we'll just watch one together after you beat Kiwami, so we can watch the movie together. Because it's just like the biggest meme show ever.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
It's the best video game movie I've ever seen.
Oh, that's
I know
praise.
that's a low bar, but it's like an 8 out of 10 movie. It's genuinely good.
Okay, no, I was gonna say that's high praise, but then I realized that's not high praise.
No.
But that's still praise.
I think it's like genuinely a good movie.
Okay, I'm interested enough.
It has really good scenes and moments.
Okay,
like, just trust me.
Yeah, like I heard that the Sonic movie was.
I haven't seen the Sonic movie.
Yeah, I heard it was like the best attempt at a video game movie, even though it wasn't a good Sonic movie.
Well, they haven't seen the Yakuza movie.
Yeah.
Which the final fight was great, and they had Kiryu use the health potion item that's in the game, which was based as fuck.
That is cool. One of my favorite boss battle moments, even though it was a disappointingly easy boss fight, was when you fight Nishiki as Majima, and the lady at the bar is trying to help out Nishiki in whatever way she can.
Oh, Reina?
Yeah, Reina. And one of the things that she does is she tosses a health potion to him that Majima then steals and drinks, and it actually restores your health. I imagine if I had failed that quick time event, it would have healed Nishiki, which would have been really cool.
Have you failed a quick time event in Yakuza 0?
I think I failed like 3.
Okay. There is a unique animation. If you fail and the fight will continue the same way, you'll just take a penalty. And that is true for every Yakuza game.
Okay.
So I'm not saying you should do it, but it's funny that you can like they did put that effort in for like those failed animations.
Yeah, no, that is good.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't die from a quick time event if you fail, but you'll be put at 1 HP.
Yeah. Like, even though these aren't, like, the most fun QuickTime events I've done in games, this is, I think, the best I've seen them done. Just because
I think so.
the main thing they do is they penalize you if you fail, and you get a unique, cooler animation if you succeed.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, 5 is the best when it comes to this because of its final fight just being so cool. Though Kiwami 2's final fight is also Kino on every single level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just don't get me wrong, 0 through 2 are all 10 out of 10s for me. I love this franchise to death. I'm hyped for 7. I have done no research on it except the minorest things. I barely watched trailer. I don't think I've actually watched a trailer for 7 yet.
Yeah.
I just know the same guy's been directing these games since 1.
Yeah.
The original writer left after 2, which describes the fall of writing in 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they got a new writer for 0, and he fucking killed it. You saw 0; it's fucking fire. Not that I don't think 3 through 5 and 6 aren't well written. They just had to put bad twists in all of them.
Bad twists are bad.
Yeah, you'll see what I mean when you get to 3.
I look forward to it.
It's memey to talk about it. It's just not memey when you're playing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like the bad Kingdom Hearts plot points.
Oh.
I mean, you'll see. It's really funny to say it out loud.
Okay.
In my vague way of describing it without describing what the twist is for your sake.
Okay. Well, if it's like a bad Kingdom Hearts twist,
I think
then
so.
Yeah. Yeah. But also something to like mention. I liked the plot with Tachibana and Makoto.
Oh yeah. It was sweet.
Yeah. Like that's one of the things that I was talking about that's where I realized this is the kind of story where everybody gets a cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when Tachibana's being tortured and they're breaking his toes and then eventually his fingers, the thing that he says about how he knows why they're specifically breaking his fingers and toes, and he says, and he calculates how many of those he has left, and then he just calmly says, "Do you really think I'm gonna spill after that many more?" That was Kino.
Oh, God, this. Okay, here's something I actually don't like about 0, or about the Yakuza franchise. I hate how the entire franchise is advertised as this big meme fest that is, that looks like just like a weird comedy meme game. Because it's so much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love the weird, goofy, comical moments because they just are great breakup points. But
yeah. Honestly, the worst thing about that type of marketing is that it's not just that it's being marketed that way. It's that the weird meme stuff is like it serves the purpose of accentuating the serious bits.
It does. I wouldn't say take out the goofy moments of Yakuza. That is not what I'm saying, because it does really well describing who Kiryu is as a person.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That,
I'm just
he
saying,
takes
like
everything hyper seriously.
yeah, I'm just saying, like you, like the fact that it's advertised as just that is underselling even the meme stuff.
No, I think the meme shit is hilarious most of the time, and Yakuza has like so many, but it just turns off people like Nate because he doesn't understand this game actually has good writing, good plot, and uh, good elements to it. But he's just missing out on because he doesn't want to play a meme game.
Yeah,
Like it's just losing people like that. Not that Yakuza needs people like Nate, considering Yakuza has exploded in popularity since 2016, which is when I hopped on board. Well, not 2016, but when Yakuza 0 came out,
yeah
like most people,
2016, you say?
that's when Yakuza 0 came out. Or was it 2015?
Okay, and that's also when Donald Trump was elected president.
I hate you. Um,
I'm
but
just saying. I'm just saying.
did you do the side quest where Majima determined the taxes of Japan?
I did. That was
Okay.
really funny. Like, does that affect the prices of things in the game?
I don't know. I have not tested because money is just so abundant in Zero, which is kind of the point of the 80s, but
Okay, no, because that would be like even if it affects things like so marginally that it doesn't affect you at all. It would be really funny if like you do it slightly differently, or like you do it wrong, and then everything just has like a 5 yen markup
oh, did you do the
for the entire
did you
rest
do
of the game for every single character.
did you do the producer storyline?
Yeah, that was great.
Did you I don't want to say if you haven't met him yet, but did you get the black box event?
I don't remember a black box event.
You would know. It's like it's a side quest, and it's probably my favorite side quest of the game, and I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't done it yet. I can't. Do you want me to say, or do you want to just discover for yourself?
Okay. Tell me about it after the podcast, or at least tell me how to get to it.
It requires you to be at night, and you have to progress through the producer storyline. You have to have done like the second producer storyline quest, I think.
Oh, there's a second one.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you get to hang out with the director again.
Okay.
The Chad TV director who's obsessed with making good TV, but knows he has to make a show he doesn't really care that much about, but he just loves TV that much.
Yeah, that's pretty Chad. My favorite,
I love him.
Yeah, my favorite, like weird addition to a sub story was the kid who went around beating up Yakuza. That was like so as a sub story, but the fact that like at the very beginning of a chapter.
Was that a Majima sub story?
No, that was a Kiryu sub story.
Oh, okay.
Like Kiryu beat him up, and then he started to idolize Kiryu. And so when he said, and so he told the people who thought he was being sent by some other Yakuza that he was working for Kiryu, because he thought Kiryu would come and save him, and he was right. The cool thing about that was that ending to that story comes out of nowhere, like just as part of the normal story.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you drop off Makoto at the park to hang out with the homeless guys, and then you leave the park, and then some people come and try to beat you up, and then Kiryu goes to where they came from to rescue the kid.
Yeah.
And I really liked how perfectly that was integrated into the like just as a side event, and that just happens as part of the main story if you did the original sub story.
It's
And then
nice.
yeah, and then on top of that, when you're done with that little event, it drops you off like right next to where the next place that you're going is.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Did you do the all the race car storylines?
I didn't. I didn't really like the slot car mechanics that much.
Okay. If you don't, there's a guide to tell you the exact way to win the games. I only recommend that because Fighter is one of my favorite sub-story characters who comes back in 6.
Okay. Like regarding the slot car racing stuff, I think the one that I'm on right now is the little girl who wants me to beat her in a race.
Oh, that bitch.
I'm glad we agree.
She's really hard. I used the guy for that one because when I first played the game, because she was kicking my ass. I had the Godspeed shit. Not good enough. Not fucking good enough. Yeah, I hate that bitch.
Okay, you know she's like 12, right?
Your point.
I don't think it's appropriate to call her a bitch at that age.
Fine. I hate that girl.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, good. So I do recommend just finishing it just to see the end of the storyline.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you how to start my favorite. I'll look up how to do it. Am I forgetting something?
Yeah.
I love Yakuza. I love Kiryu. I love Majima. I love the cast of characters. I'm
Yeah.
excited a month from now when we can start playing Kiwami because we get to meet Haruka and she's
Yeah,
sweet
and
charming.
I like a good single dad story. Although, isn't she a baby in Kiwami 1?
No, she's like 5.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Because
she moves, yeah.
Yeah, I specifically like single dad stories because like it's just a nice wholesome guy taking care of a cute girl story. And and it's nice and wholesome, and there's never any weird sexual connotation to it, which just lets you explore that relationship a lot better.
Unless you go for the dad marrying his little sister and princess maker.
That's no.
Play Princess Maker 2. It's actually a good game. That's the only cringy and bad thing about it.
Okay. Well, then I just won't go for that route.
You shouldn't. No one should.
Okay, what if I do it by accident?
You have to really fuck up.
Okay, so it's not
like
something
you have
can
to
do by accident.
really fuck up. No.
Okay.
Like if you have a better chance of fucking up your daughter and making her become a whore.
Okay, so it's... See, that doesn't sound like fucking her up. That just sounds like setting her on a life as a good professional.
It's considered a bad ending.
Oh. See, that's another problem.
Well, yeah. It's Japan.
I know.
It made in the 90s. Look, the game's good. It's just like the ending you want is making her a princess.
Yeah.
Or you're like me and you go for the demon princess ending.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered another thing that I really liked about Yakuza 0. I got to beat up Nomura like 5 times.
I was happy because I got to beat up Sega several times.
Real, you got to... When did that happen?
Sega is a...
Is that just a name of one of the random fights?
Thugs have names.
Yeah, no, I know that. Like, that's how I knew that, that's how I knew that I was beating up Nomura every time.
Yeah, there's a guy called Sega.
Okay. Are the names tied to like the specific types of enemies that they are?
I have no idea.
Okay. Oh
I
yeah.
I honestly have no idea how they do their science on that.
Okay. Oh, speaking of things that you don't know about Yakuza Zero, would you
What?
like the
That's
okay.
okay.
It made me really happy when I discovered that you could read the magazines at convenience stores.
I never knew that until you told that to me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's a very soulful thing. And they're basically just real magazines.
I mean, let's be really honest. How soulful is it that they got the prices of everything accurate to the time?
Yeah, that too. Like, I just like that there's a straight up Nintendo Power parody in it. There's a Shonen Jump parody. There's all. I assume that these are all like real magazines with names swapped out.
Um, I know you don't know much about alcohol, but if you go to any of the bars and buy alcohol, they just like show you the bottle. They like get you a good look at it. Then they pour in a drink for you. But all the alcohol is real alcohol.
Oh yeah, I assumed that much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because
really cool that they put that in.
Yeah, because I have gone to bars before to like after I've been beaten up in a fight and I need to get to a restaurant. I go to a bar first to get drunk so that I can walk there at normal speed.
I mean, also, going to a bar is also good for the for the drunk buff in combat.
Wait, that's a buff in combat too?
Yeah, I mean, you move sluggishly, but you do more damage.
I didn't know that. I thought
It's an upgrade you have to buy, but is it worth it in your pockets? Oh
I
God,
see.
what am I saying? What am I?
I don't know what you're saying either because you're cutting out.
Wow, I wasn't gonna say a thing about you cutting, but wow, that's mean.
Yeah, I mean you're the one that the audience is gonna hear cutting out.
I thought I was gonna give you my audio.
Actually, at this point, like we're close enough to the end that, like, probably better to just.
Wait, I only started cutting out at the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Oh, you were cutting out like at the beginning. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah. Audience, sorry about Lumia cutting out just now.
I didn't cut out. You were cutting out at the beginning of the. Fuck you.
Yes.
Tell me, who do you like more, Majima or Kiri? Or you like me, the chat, who knows who's the better of the two? Majima.
I like playing as Majima more.
Fuck you.
Because...
Bye.
Bye! And you know what? One final thought on Yakuza 0 before we actually sign out. This is the postscript PS thing.
Are these script these?
No. This is not scripted. Even though the United States is in the beginning stages of fascism, at least Yakuza 0 is a really good video game. Thank you, good night. Bye.
That's the most downer thing you've ever said.